How you guys doing? It's been a while since I made a video. I'm going to be honest. I'm making this video because I was on uh, YouTube and I saw the alerts. I've just been getting a crazy amount of comments about the Wes Watson stuff that I made 9-10 months ago. And so I wanted to make an updated video, mostly because I'm pretty sure you guys probably want it. And two, because I have been actually thinking about making a video about this subject. So here it goes. And look, I'm gonna be honest here. I'm not trying to sit here and make fun of the guy. And you know, there's plenty of people who are doing a good enough job of that. You know, John Bravo, Eric Kanefsky. So I don't need to pile on. But this is more about just the psychoanalysis of Wes Watson, because that's really what I find to be interesting. So without further ado, here it goes. Over the past, however, it's been 6 months to a year, we've really seen the deterioration of Wesley. Really it started, I think, from the Fresh and Fit podcast, when he just absolutely failed to be able to keep his composure when another man simply had a difference of opinion. That Andrew Wilson never insulted him, never attacked him. It was just a difference of opinion, and that's really all that it was. And Wes couldn't handle it. So that was the beginning of the end, really. Then, was the fight with the tall black guy with the dreads that came in there, when he was really just responding to a challenge that Wes had put out. And Wes has put out time and time again, telling people where he's going to be, when to show up, and somebody stepped to him, and then they jumped him. So then it was just some minor things of just, well, they're not really minor, of him mouthing off to the cops, just doing what any criminal defense attorney would consider their worst nightmare as a client. Flipping out on Eric Kanefsky when he went to the gym. And guys, what really makes me interested in all this is that I live in South Florida. Okay, so like when you talk about Elevation Gym or Boxer Gym, which is where he's at now, like, I know where these places are. Like, I could literally get in my car right now and drive to them. Okay, so also, when I have to travel around for work, I met a lot of people who have, had encounters with Wes Watson, just out and about, out on the street, I guess you could say. And, really, I have not met one person that said one positive thing about him. Everyone has said, and mostly the people that hate on him are women, saying that he's a fucking asshole, he's a loser, they don't want to be anywhere near the guy. The guy's a maniac. But basically he's an asshole, and that everybody hates him. But that no one wants to fucking confront him because of the way he looks and how goosed up on steroids he is, right? So, that's really, the consensus around here in Florida about Wes Watson. And look, he's gonna have his little minions that, the Trained by E, the Rob Trans, the Nick Dellis, the, what's the guy, Mike whatever, I forget the guy's name, Siriago. He's gonna have his little minions who are just trying to be him. Um, it's all the same shit. It's all these guys are. It's the exact same story. I went to prison. I fucked up. I was a piece of shit. Now I'm a great person. Now I can help you change your life. Like, these guys didn't change. They just got better at not getting caught doing shit illegally. It's not that they're not a changed person. They just got smarter at not getting caught and going back to prison. Or so we thought, because Wes is probably going back there. But, that's really... So, for those of you guys that are watching this that, like, aren't really familiar with South Florida, maybe you've never been here, you don't really know the lay of the land, like, it's a very materialistic place. It's, like, influencer capital of the world. So, like, especially in... You'll hear maybe people talk about places like Brickell or Midtown or things like this. That's where all these people are at, right? Wes is one of many influencers that are present in the area, but that's really the general consensus. So, but obviously, because the title of this video, I need to get to the meat and potatoes of this video. So, however the guy's gotten it, he's got the money, he's got whatever car he wants, he's living in a $20 million mansion, he flies first class, like, he's got attractive women around him, the jewelry, everything. He's gotten everything that somebody of his, level of sophistication or the lack thereof would ever aspire to get. He's got fame in a way, he's got notoriety, right, on social media. So, even though he may have obtained these things in ill-begotten ways, with scamming people, he still got them. Because I know he's allegedly scammed a lot of people. He still got all these things, right? And so, look, in most men, like, let's just be honest about it. Like, however he got it or didn't get it, well, he got what he got everything he's ever wanted, or so he says, and really, truthfully, that most men would ever want. The women, the cars, status, the money, the house, right? But yet the guy is still miserable. I mean, he's jacked, right? He's clearly taking steroids, but it doesn't take away from the fact that he works out every day. He's got some discipline. And when you really listen to what he says, well, I'll wait till this plane goes by. When you actually listen to what he says, he actually has a lot of really good things to say. And I'll be the first to say that, like, again, this is not a video to try to dog him or hate on him. It's a psychoanalysis. Sorry, it's been a long day at work. So, my reason for the video and for the title of the video is simply put that Wes Watson is miserable. And Wes Watson is still angry. And it's not just, well, it's partly because of the steroids. But it's partly because of something else. And I think the biggest thing is that he cannot get a hard-on. He cannot have an orgasm. Because probably due to all the fucking steroids that he's taking. And he said that he doesn't usually ejaculate when he's having sex with his girlfriend Angie. He said it on a podcast that he usually can't bust a nut. And it's for two reasons. One, probably a lot of it has to do with the steroids. The second thing is, and I've said this before in a lot of my videos, Wes Watson is gay. Or he's bi, or something's a little off there. The obsession of the way other men look, the obsession with how he looks, you know, walking around with the man purse, walking around with the skinny white pants, walking around with all the jewelry, you know, the way that he acts towards his women, it doesn't seem like, it seems like they're an accessory for his image. It doesn't seem like, and look, it's one thing if you got a bad bitch with you, you got a girl that you're paying, but you're fucking her a lot. You know, because she's really hot and whatever. Hey, it is what it is at the end of the day. You got her and you're gonna, you know, take full advantage. I don't get the vibe from that. I get the vibe that Wes Watson has these women around because it's an accessory and it enhances his image that he wants to put out to the world. It's not actually about having sex with them. Maybe he fucks them once in a while, but he needs to be seen with a certain type of woman because it further enhances his image of being an alpha male, and it diverts attention to the fact that he's really gay. Okay? So, or bi, whatever, like I said, who knows really. But because that's why he's angry. I mean, he said before the cars don't even make him happy anymore, the women, this and that. The reason why he's so angry is because he's gotten everything that most men will ever want. Like all the aforementioned things that I've mentioned. The cars, the status, the money, the this, the that, the you know, being super ripped. But it's everything, and it makes perfect sense. Because see, everything that he's gotten is mainly due to the steroids, because he wouldn't look the way he looks without the steroids. He wouldn't have the intensity he has without the steroids. He wouldn't have the results that he has to sell people if he wasn't taking a massive amount of steroids. And I can only imagine that it does increase your drive. It does increase your willingness to take risks. It is a drug. It's a performance enhancing drug. It's a PED, right? That's why they're illegal in professional sports. So, you know, he may have gotten all the allures of success, but he's not able to enjoy. It's actually really sad. He's not able to enjoy probably the greatest temptation known to man, which is to have sex with an attractive woman. I mean, again, whether you're paying for it or not doesn't really fucking matter. Because all that really, I mean, if you're living the player lifestyle, okay, if you want to be married and have a family and kids, all that bullshit, then this isn't even, I don't even know why you would watch Wes Watson. I don't even know why you would watch any of this shit. I don't even know why you're even in the manosphere. But if your sole goal is to get laid and have sex with as many women as you can, be a player, then you don't really give a goddamn whether you're paying for it or not, or as long as you're getting it and it's quality and the sex is good, it is what it is. And so I don't even give a goddamn that Wes pays for it and that these are all call girls. He's still got them. What what I'm trying to get at is that he doesn't have them for the reasons that you think he has them. You guys think that he's just like a normal guy, just like, hey, you know what? It is what it is. At the end of the day, like, as long as I'm getting what I want, I don't give a fuck that I have to pay for it or not. That's how a normal man thinks. That's doing that. That's not him. He's not thinking that. He's thinking, I've got to keep up the facade that I'm this badass alpha male, fucking, ripped, rich and rare, pulling up in some sick shit, got a bad bitch, fully blasted, got the fucking $100,000 watch on, got the fucking Bugatti, this and that. Like, the woman is all part of the image. All right? And I'm going to tell you how I know this is true. Because, and I'm going to make a separate video, but I'm going to give you guys a little teaser. I had a conversation, albeit it was a brief conversation on the phone, on what do you call it, a FaceTime with one of Wes Watson's girlfriends. I knew a girl that was in the life coaching bullshit industry, and we were talking, and she said she used to work out at Elevation Gym, and so I asked her if she knew about this Wes Watson guy, and she did. She said that she was friends with his girlfriend at the time, or his ex, whatever it was. And so I talked to her for a couple minutes, and she said that he had a hard time in the bedroom, and that it caused him a lot of anger, and it caused him a lot of rage, and it caused him that, a lot of this, having to be, because you keep noticing it's more and more extreme, more and more tattoos. It's not enough to just be fully blasted. It's not enough to get the back of his neck tattooed. Now he's going to have the whole side of his head tattooed. He's got to have a Bugatti. It's not enough to have a Ferrari or a Lamborghini. He's got to have a Bugatti. And it's not enough to just have one gold Cuban chain. He's got to have 3 or 4. So, look, guys, I mean, it's not that hard to tell what's going on with this guy. He's not able to enjoy the one thing that all of us men would, like, really, in my opinion, put all of our energy and resources in trying to acquire, which is a beautiful woman. All right? Because at the end of the day, why you work out, why you want to make money, why you want to drive a nice car. I'm not saying that it's not only for the woman, but it's the biggest driving factor of why you do that. And that's just biology. Once you realize that, you kind of just realize that you're not as enlightened as you think you are. I'm not as enlightened as I thought I was. I'm not that great. I'm just honest that I'm not that great, that I'm not that special. But I am honest, and I am aware. And somebody like Wes Watson, sexually malfunctioning, and it's destroying his life. It's the exact things that got him, that maybe have gotten him the cars and the money and the status and the fitness, are taken away from the fact that he can't enjoy a woman. And that's a sad commentary. I would not trade bank accounts. I wouldn't trade everything that I have for what he has. I wouldn't let him give me all his money if it meant that I'd have his sex life, because his sex life is not, it makes everything else that he has totally worthless. And that's a problem. You know, also, just telling you, the girl told me that Wes Watson has pimples on his ass. So, you know, I think that the guy was very self-conscious taking his clothes off as well in front of women. So I know I had to save that for the last part of the video, but I just popped into my mind that I remember it was a while ago that I talked to this girl, but she did say that. So take it for what it's worth. I'm out.